Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the complex and controversial life of Suge Knight, a figure synonymous with the rise and fall of Death Row Records. Join us as we explore the legacy of the man who shaped the sound of West Coast hip-hop. Marion Hugh Suge Knight Jr. was born on April 19, 1965, in Compton, California, a city known for its musical influence and challenging living conditions. Knight's formidable character was shaped by his early life in Compton, where he was deeply embedded in the local culture that would later influence the themes of his business ventures. Before entering the music industry, Knight was a standout athlete and attended El Camino College, where he excelled in football, leading to a brief stint at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. In 1991, seizing the burgeoning opportunity in the rap music scene, Knight co-founded Death Row Records alongside Dr. Dre, the DOC, and music entrepreneur Dick Griffey. This label quickly became a powerhouse in the West Coast hip-hop scene, signing major artists like Snoop Dogg and Tupac Shakur. Under Knight's leadership, Death Row Records not only transformed the sound of hip-hop, but also its culture, introducing a harder, grittier edge that reflected Knight's own experiences and the realities of urban life in areas like Compton. The ruthless reputation. Suge Knight quickly became known for his intimidating and often controversial tactics in the music industry. His reputation as a bully was fueled by numerous accounts of his aggressive behavior aimed at securing deals and loyalty from artists. One of the most famous incidents involved Vanilla Ice, where Knight allegedly dangled the rapper over a hotel balcony to coerce him into signing over royalties from his hit song. Such stories solidified Knight's fearsome image and raised serious concerns about his business methods. These tactics, while they might have cemented his power within the industry, also painted a picture of a man who would stop at nothing to achieve his goals. This approach to business, marked by an apparent disregard for conventional legal and ethical boundaries, made Knight a central and polarizing figure in the hip-hop community. His methods not only shaped the operations of Death Row Records, but also influenced the broader narrative around the management styles prevalent in the music industry during the 1990s. Connection to gang culture. Suge Knight's alleged connections to the Blood Street Gang have been a topic of considerable discussion and concern. These connections reportedly played a crucial role in how he conducted his business, enforcing contracts and ensuring loyalty through intimidation and the threat of violence. The gang affiliations are said to have provided Knight with the manpower and the means to assert his dominance in the music industry, further solidifying his reputation as a feared figure. This environment of fear and allegiance was mirrored in the artists and the music that emerged from Death Row Records, often reflecting the harsh realities of street life and gang culture, thereby influencing the label's gritty and raw musical output. Feud with East Coast rappers. The notorious East Coast-West Coast rivalry in hip-hop reached its peak in the 1990s, with Suge Knight and Death Row Records at the forefront of the West Coast scene. This feud was highlighted by a public and bitter rivalry with Sean Puffy Combs and his Bad Boy Records. The tension escalated following the 1994 shooting of Tupac Shakur, after which Knight publicly accused East Coast figures, hinting at Combs' involvement. This rivalry not only fueled a series of diss tracks and public insults between the two coasts, but also stoked violence that many argue overshadowed the music itself. The feud became emblematic of the dangers of blending personal vendettas with business, culminating in a series of tragic events, including the murders of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., which remain shrouded in mystery and speculation to this day. The downfall of Death Row. The decline of Death Row Records was as dramatic as its rise, marked by a confluence of internal strife and external pressures. By the late 1990s, the label began to unravel due to a combination of financial mismanagement, legal battles, and the departure of key figures such as Dr. Dre, who left to establish his own label, Aftermath Entertainment. Suge Knight's own legal troubles compounded the label's issues. He faced multiple charges and was incarcerated for a significant period, severely impacting his ability to manage the business. The loss of Dr. Dre was a critical blow, stripping Death Row of one of its primary creative forces. This, coupled with the violent atmosphere that enveloped the label, exacerbated by Suge's alleged gang affiliations and the ongoing East Coast-West Coast feud, led to a significant decline in both artist loyalty and business prospects. As legal and financial woes mounted, Death Row struggled to maintain its dominance in the industry, eventually fading from its once celebrated status as a powerhouse in hip-hop music. Legal issues and imprisonment. Suge Knight's career has been heavily marred by his continuous legal battles. Over the years, he faced numerous charges ranging from assault and battery to more serious allegations like attempted murder and hit-and-run incidents. One of the most significant legal issues occurred in 2015 when Knight was involved in a fatal hit-and-run during a confrontation on the set of the film Straight Outta Compton. This incident led to his arrest and, eventually, a 28-year prison sentence after a no-contest plea to voluntary manslaughter in 2018. These legal troubles did not merely affect Knight personally, but also had profound repercussions for Death Row Records. His frequent incarcerations and legal distractions hindered his ability to lead the label effectively, leading to a lack of direction and instability within the company. The continuous negative media coverage further tarnished the label's reputation, discouraging potential business partnerships and artist collaborations. This cycle of legal issues and negative publicity ultimately contributed to the decline of Knight's empire and his influence in the music industry. The death of Tupac Shakur. One of the most significant and tragic events in the history of Death Row Records was the death of Tupac Shakur in 1996. Shakur was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas while riding in a car driven by Suge Knight. The murder shook the music world and led to widespread speculation and conspiracy theories, some of which involved Knight himself. Despite numerous investigations, the murder remains unsolved, leaving a cloud of mystery and suspicion that continues to linger over Knight's reputation. This event marked a pivotal moment for Death Row, as it lost one of its biggest stars and most charismatic figures, significantly impacting the label's public image and commercial success. Media portrayal and public perception. Suge Knight's portrayal in the media has been largely negative, characterized by his legal troubles and alleged violent behavior. Documentaries, news reports, and films like Straight Outta Compton have depicted Knight as a ruthless and sometimes violent business mogul. These portrayals have significantly shaped public perception, casting him more often as a villain rather than a visionary business leader. This image has been further solidified by his frequent run-ins with the law and the dramatic stories circulated by artists and insiders who have had dealings with him. The sensationalism surrounding his actions and the serious nature of his crimes have made it difficult for the public to see any redeeming qualities, overshadowing his contributions to the music industry and the cultural impact of Death Row Records. Reflections and legacy. Despite his controversial life and career, Suge Knight's impact on the music industry is undeniable. Under his leadership, Death Row Records played a crucial role in the rise of West Coast hip-hop, producing some of the genre's most influential albums and artists. Knight's aggressive business tactics and connections helped shape the sound and culture of hip-hop during the 1990s. However, his legacy is a dual-edged sword, as it is also marred by violence, legal issues, and the perpetuation of gang culture within the music industry. As we close this chapter on Knight's tumultuous career, we reflect on the lessons that can be learned and the discussion it continues to spark among fans and critics alike. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of one of hip-hop's most infamous figures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the music industry's most intriguing stories.